A new birth changes everything. I once was blind and now I see. A new birth changes everything. When Jesus came into the world, I don't know if you know it or not, but he split the calendar in half. All right? I still say AD or BC AD. I know they got new terms for it, but you know what I'm saying. He split the calendar in half. There's not a facet of Western civilization, which is what we live in, that hasn't been impacted by the life and teachings of Jesus, whether it comes down to how you view your neighbor or your spouse or your life or government or what is right morally and ethically. I mean, Jesus has impacted all of it. He changed the world with his life. Matthew chapter 2, verse 6. While they were there, the time came. I always think about what Paul said. At just the right time, God sent his son. Right, in Galatians. It's awesome. Well, the time came when they were in Bethlehem. The time came for the baby to be born. Honey, yeah, Mary, it's time. Some of you men have been through that. Some of you ladies, you've been through that. I remember this so well, okay? It was August the 3rd, 1997. That's when my firstborn came into the world, Kara. And it was hot. It was hot. It was a hot Pennsylvania summer. We were living in Altoona. We were upstairs. We were laying on, you guys, if you've been here, you know how this feels. I'm laying on top of the sheets with the fan blowing on high and the windows open and you're sweating. And you're trying to sleep. And Kel got up for a moment to, go to the restroom, whatever, come back. She laid down. I kind of half woke up. Then a couple minutes later, she said, honey. I said, what? She said, my water broke. I said, all right, let's go. Well, I didn't know what go meant. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a clue. But I was wide awake and ready to go. And of course, she was the calm. She was like, it's okay. It just nothing's happened yet. Just my water just broke. So we went downstairs, and my mother-in-law, Donna, was with us. And Lynn, my sister-in-law, was spending the night. And it's so cute. And I love my mother-in-law. She's awesome, okay? And I really mean this in a really positive way. But she'd already had 4 children. I mean, she'd been through this. But as soon as we told her that Kelly's water broke, she said, call 911. I thought I'd be the one to do that, But no, it's okay. We haven't had any labor pain. Nothing started, but we called the doctor. She said, okay, go to the hospital. It's 20 minutes away because that's where we found our OBGYN that we really liked. We drove over to Nason Hospital in Roaring Spring, and we went in. We got checked in. We went through the whole process. With Kara's birth was just very, very textbook. It was awesome in the way that it just unfolded and things went as they were supposed to. And at about 10:13 in the morning, Sunday morning, my respect for Kelly went. If you've ever, and a lot of other things went like that too, right? So it's just crazy. I mean, if you've never seen birth, woo! I'm telling you what, I'm a wimp. I'm just telling you, it was awesome. And here came Kara into the world, right hand first. I still remember it. And I got to cut the cord, and I held her, and I sang our song to her, which is, "You are so beautiful." To me. Doesn't that just touch your heart? Isn't that awesome? But it was sincerely just one of those you never forget it moments. I was the best parent in the world while we were still in the hospital. Do you remember that? Okay. Because the nurses wrap them up. I have no idea how they do this. It's a special nurse code or something. They wrap them up with this tiny little, tight little thing, right? It's perfect. They bring the baby to you. You just hold them on. Oh, it's getting fussy. Could you? Oh, sure, no problem. They take her away. Everything's perfect. And then you know what's coming. On day 3, they made us take her home all by ourselves. We put her in the car seat, right? You guys know this. You guys have felt this. Put her in the car seat. We drove home. I'm seriously, it's surreal. It's weird. I'm driving down the road. It's about 20 minutes back to Altoona. And I'm conscious the whole time. I keep looking back there to make sure she's like really there. There's a little human being in our car. I have no clue how to be a dad. I don't know what to do, right? We'll figure it out. It's what we do. We figure it out. And so we strive to. Well, that first night, Kara cried all night long. I mean, all night long. And now, credit where credit's due. Kel did 90% of all the nurturing. I was the enforcer and the game player and the fun guy, right? But Kel did all the nurturing. But that night, I took Kara, and I'm holding her, and I did the bouncy thing and the swing thing and the singing thing and everything I knew how to do to get this little baby to be quiet. And she just would not do it. And I went downstairs to try to give her a little separation from Kelly, and nothing worked until I found out she would sleep if I laid back and I put her on my chest. She'd lay right there. So I was laying on the couch, and I thought, man, if I fall asleep, I might roll over and just, that'd be the end of things. So I put two couches together, and I wedged myself in so I wouldn't roll. You've been there. And I laid her right there, and I think I slept 10 minutes that night, and Kara slept. Oh, my goodness. Here's the point. You know what I realized that night? My agenda didn't matter anymore. Right? My world didn't matter anymore. What I wanted to do with my day or whatever, that did. Because when you have a newborn baby, everything's about the baby. We're going somewhere. Do you have the diapers? Do you have the car seat? Do you have the formula? Do you have the wipes? Do they have a high chair? Will it be okay? Will there be a place that we can feed if we need to? You go through the list. Every place you go. Because Kelly's arm, she looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Only it was her right arm, whichever arm it was, because we say that to Bethany all the time. She's getting a mama arm because you're just carrying the baby everywhere you go. The baby is the center of your world. Now here's the thing, guys. When Christ Jesus is born in you, it changes everything. You're not the sinner anymore. He is. And he doesn't come crying and saying, I need. He comes with grace and power and majesty in the presence of God's Spirit, and he begins a good work in you that he will carry on to completion. It might not all be showing on the outside yet, but he's starting to change. He begins to change the way we think, the way we view our money, our relationships, our life, the words that we speak, our attitude. He begins to transform everything on the inside, renewing our mind, changing our heart, taking our heart of stone and giving us a heart of flesh that his Spirit can move. And he just begins to transform us because he's at the center.